From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. March can still deliver some wintry weather, but the month does come with a quieter shift that is easier to notice by the day. The sun hangs around longer in the evening. Now, the change isn't really subtle either, right? By the end of March, many locations will have gained well over an hour of daylight compared with the start of the month, the most dramatic shift for any month of the year. So, day length grows every day after the December solstice, right? But March is when the increase feels like it really accelerates. In New York City, daylight gain is 81 minutes. In Denver, the day grows by 78 minutes. Farther north, the jump is even bigger. Seattle's day length increases by 103 minutes. That north versus south difference comes down to latitude, and places closer to the poles see larger swings in daylight through the year than places closer to the equator. March also includes the spring equinox, which happens on Friday the 20th this year, when day and night are close to equal length. The biggest change on the clock happens on Sunday the 8th, though, when daylight savings time begins across most of the U.S. At 2 a.m., clocks spring forward 1 hour, making sunrises and sunsets occur an hour later by the clock than the day before. Now, this doesn't add daylight by itself. It shifts when people experience it, pushing more usable light into the evening. This shift can benefit businesses that rely on sunlight, such as golf courses, but it can also be accompanied by hidden health dangers. Now, it's not just the length of the day. By March, the sun is climbing higher in the sky, delivering stronger sunlight than during winter. That can make it harder for snow to accumulate during the daytime unless snow falls pretty heavily. The stronger sun also creates a different risk. Cars heat up faster, even when the air outside does not feel hot yet. Kids and Car Safety said on its website, children have died from heat stroke in cars when outside temperatures were as low as 60 degrees. If you see a child alone in a vehicle, get involved. Call 911 immediately. If the child seems hot or sick, get them out of the vehicle as quickly as possible. Well, you've probably heard the old adage, out like a lion, in like a lamb, right? Well, that's going to be kind of the case that the folks in the plains and the Ohio Valley will experience in the early days of March, with clashing cold and warm air and plenty of moisture streaming in from the Gulf that will set the stage for an active storm pattern from portions of the plains to the Ohio Valley. Numerous storms will bring rounds of heavy rain and thunderstorms in the upcoming week. There could even be a multi-day risk of severe weather and flooding from Texas to Ohio. A notable southward dip in the jet stream will set up over the western portion of the U.S. later in the week, ushering cooler air into the area, while a northward bulge builds in the east and allows warmth to surge across the region. Now, AccuWeather's Brandon Buckingham says that this setup will aid in drawing up an influx of moisture from the Gulf northward ahead of the approaching storms. This influx of moisture, combined with that northward bulge of the jet stream in the east, can result in multiple days of persistent rounds of rain and thunderstorms across the plains, as well as the Mississippi and Ohio River valleys. How widespread and severe the storms are each day through this stretch will depend on the timing and the strength of each storm. Regardless, individuals in this corridor should prepare and have many ways to receive flooding and severe thunderstorm-related warnings. The risk for severe weather will start on Wednesday, when AccuWeather meteorologists have issued some risk from northeastern Texas to eastern Kansas and southwestern Illinois. Cities including Dallas, Oklahoma City, and Little Rock will need to be on alert, as any thunderstorm could be severe. Hazards including large hail, damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, and even isolated tornadoes will be possible in any thunderstorm that does develop. The AccuWeather local storm max is 80 mile per hour winds. Thursday afternoon and into the evening, the risk for severe thunderstorms will continue from portions of northern Texas into parts of southern Kansas. Hail, flooding, and damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour could occur in any thunderstorm that turns severe. The risk for severe thunderstorms will continue Friday in a similar area to Wednesday from portions of northern Texas to south central Missouri. All hazards, once again, will be possible in any thunderstorm, including hail, flooding, damaging wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes. Along with the risk of severe weather, there will be an increasing risk of flooding early to mid-March. While the first couple of rounds of rain will be largely beneficial due to the ongoing drought conditions across the region, thanks to the persistent rounds of storms through much of the week, the risk for flooding will increase. AccuWeather's Alex Sosnowski said that some significant rises on secondary rivers in the region may be possible. Farther upstream, this pattern will also bring some warm-ups to the Midwest and the Northeast. That, combined with any rain that reaches farther north, could increase the risk of ice jams and river flooding this week. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.